Makhanda, formerly known as Grahamstown and famous for its National Arts Festival. The small town is home to approximately 70,000 people with diverse cultures and backgrounds. Makhanda has been the birthplace of many phenomenal leaders, creators, and change makers trying to empower South Africa's youth and communities in their own way.
The vision of the center is to try and grow in the township economy so that abantu like youth ekhoya ekuhlaleni izokwazi uaccessa imisebenzi kwalapha elokishini and nebhizinesi lapha elokishini zikwazi nazo la ukukhula zikwazi uqasha abantu especially ulutsha ekhoya emaphakathi ekuhlaleni. Sibanceda ngokwelanto kwiinto zo-second chance matric bakwazi uimprove ilanto i-grade 12 sabo results zabo bafishile okanye bafuna uimprove for access to higher education. Kwaye sibanceda nakwi-businesses, business support, where we provide bookkeeping and also business proposal writing, and also exposure kwi-markets ezahlukileyo nokunceda kwiinto ze-funding zabo. We also run under soft skills like types of life skills, increase confidence yabantu ekuhlaleni, and sibaplace for around work experience through partnership esinazo with the National Arts Festival kunye ne-SciFest ne-Makhanda break that takes abantwana bethu every year for an internship unyaka wonke. Thina ngoku apha esenta sithathe into kwizandla zethu to ensure that we're able to assist umntu physically so that at ephuma apha uyayazi uba uapplyele for NSFAS, apply for higher education and obviously apply with different universities or colleges bakwazi at least umntu ube nee-options ezininzi.
I think that mental issues are neglected, especially in the township. So if maybe we could have support in that regard, like maybe have counselors that come and help people with their mental health. I am passionate about mental health, and I believe that everything starts and ends with your mental health. And I think that because it's neglected in the townships, especially in the Black community, it is such a taboo. Things accumulate and then they end up being destructive, and then you find young people being involved in gangs and drugs and crime. So maybe if we could have a project or a program that offers those services like mental health services.
Drugs is a problem in our community. It's a real problem in our community, and alcoholism as well. Another young person mentioned poverty being a reality in our community as well, and unemployment, the abuse of women. So these are all of the things that are not really coming from what I'm saying, but coming from the mouths of our young people as well. The church plays a vital role in our community to reach our young people. But with regards to the drug problem, I think it's going to take more than just an awareness program. I think that an actual erection of a center in a community that deals with drugs, an anti-drug support group center erected in a community where those who struggle with drug problems can actually find refuge there and help. I think that is what we actually need in our community.
KUPS Academy of Excellence is a twofold business. One aspect of it is focused on accommodation. So it is basically looking into accommodation for high school learners in Grahamstown in particular, but looking at it as not just what you call this accommodation, but accommodation that is combined with an educational aspect. So it's a comprehensive take on what a hostel should look like, where we focus not not only just on the roof over their heads, but also like on the important, steps that one has to be exposed to before they take the decisions of what to do post high school. So we do several things. We do, mentoring, we do academic tutoring, we also do, exposure to different careers through, inviting of different, people who come from different spheres and industries, where they talk about their journeys, how they got there, what it takes. That is our way of trying to basically give each girl social capital in terms of knowing what's out there in terms of careers, so that they know there's more than just, a doctor, a nurse, a teacher, etc. I think what's important in the education space in general, number one, is looking at learners and students holistically, because I think as educationalists, we tend to, view students as, who they are in our classrooms, but you then learn as you work with people that they're more than that. So in a statistics or mathematics class, you're dealing with a child who has had different traumas that are educational and non-educational that are influencing what's happening in the classroom. So like to get to understand, where someone comes from, you have to understand who they are and where they're from, and try to sort of like look into how do you as a teacher incorporate their experiences and find ways of not just being an educator in a particular discipline, but an educator who is caring about the child holistically.
There's a lot of things going on at our community. A lot of young people has wrong decisions they make, as there's a lot of things you can do to satisfy your soul, but a lot of children likes to do the wrong things like drugs abuse, alcohol abuse, and they seem to discuss as themselves that is the problem that will take all the solutions away. But figuredly, there's a lot of things you can do in life. There's things you can do is the talent that you have as yourself. There's a lot of a talent that you have as a person. There's sports you can do, there's books that you can read, there's things that you can do at home. There's a family that you have that can help support you with a lot of things. But a lot of children in our community just go to drugs because they think that is the solution that's going to solve their problems, and mostly it's not the solution.
I think a solution that would really help us as a community is if the youth stands together and come up with a great idea, and like to stand together and make our community a better place at the end of the day.
Changemaker can be defined by different people in different ways, right? So I'm passionate about education. Maybe someone else is passionate about the health. Maybe someone else is passionate about the arts. So staying true to what makes your, I usually say there's something that inside of you, you just know, but this one, this is the thing I love. So staying true to that, and regardless of sort of like the societal expectations, because you tend to see that people will say education doesn't have money, for example, or becoming a teacher or a lecturer, you won't earn the big monies, etc. But one of the things that I've learned in my own space is that once you operate in a space where you are very passionate about something, everything else follows. So staying true to your passion is so important. So like trying to not just, chase careers for the sake of what they mean to society in terms of like how people view them, but what makes you, Utina, when you come back from work, feel like I've done something. Yeah.